Hello, Year 1, Miss Fenner here. Well done on all the amazing work you've been doing for the virtual school. Welcome to week 2 of our maths lessons. So hopefully yesterday you had a go at working out how to make equal groups. Today we're going to try and practice making equal groups ourselves. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some plates. Hopefully you've got some plates at home that you can get from the kitchen. And you can use something for counters. So it could be anything, could be pieces of pasta, could be some Lego. I've decided to go for some chocolate buttons, mainly because I'll get to eat them afterwards. So I've got 2 plates in front of me. That's what I'm going to start with. And I'm going to share my chocolate buttons equally between my plates. So altogether at the moment I've got 6 chocolate buttons. So I'm going to make sure that I share them one at a time to make sure I don't forget any of them. So I'm going to have 1 for this plate, 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 and 1 for this plate. Now, I need to check that my plates are equal to make sure that both my plates have the same number of chocolate buttons on them. Now, even though my chocolate buttons look different on both my plates, I think they are still equal because actually they should still have 3 chocolate buttons on each. Let's count and check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So even though they're arranged in a line or in a triangle, it doesn't matter. I know they're equal because they both have 3 chocolate buttons on them. So I can say there are 2 groups, because I have 2 plates. Each group has 3 chocolate buttons in it. All together, there are 6 chocolate buttons. See if you can say it with me. There are 2 groups. Each group has 3 chocolate buttons. All together, there are 6 chocolate buttons. I could make it a bit trickier and decide that somebody else might be coming to my chocolate button party. And so this time I've now got 3 plates and I need to share my buttons between 3 plates. So this time I'm going to have to move my chocolate buttons to make sure that all of my groups are equal. So I could move 1 from this plate. Now my groups aren't equal. I've got 3 buttons, 2 buttons, 1 button. So that's not fair. The groups are not the same. If I move another chocolate button from this plate, I should have 2 chocolate buttons on every plate. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So now the groups are equal. So this time, because I've got 3 plates, I can say there are 3 groups. Each group has 2 chocolate buttons. All together, there are 6 chocolate buttons. See if you can say it with me. There are 3 groups. Each group has 2 chocolate buttons. All together, there are 6 chocolate buttons. Okay, when you have had a go at sharing something on some plates, so it doesn't have to be chocolate buttons, could be anything you've got at home, have a go at different combinations, see how many plates you can share them between, but they must be equal groups. When you've done that, have a look in the class folder on Purple Mash and there should be a maths sheet with lots of different pictures on it. So then you can get your green exercise book. This is mine. You can open up to the front page and make sure you write your short date and your title. And then you should have some pictures. I think the first one for you is some aeroplanes. So have a look at how many groups there are and have a look at how many are in each group. Then underneath in your exercise book, you need to write the sentences we were just saying with our plates. So this one would be, there are 2 groups, because I can see there are 2 rectangles, and in each group there are 3 counters or chocolate buttons. There are 2 groups, and in each group there are 3 chocolate buttons. All together, if I count all of my chocolate buttons, I've got 6 chocolate buttons. So you would write those 3 sentences underneath. As you carry on, you then have some different questions where you can just see some pictures. So I've got some chocolate buttons down here. This time I have to group them myself into groups of 2. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to draw with my green pen around my buttons to make them in groups of 2. I will show you in a bit closer up in a minute. So groups of 2 with my chocolate buttons. Hopefully you can see how I've grouped them. Then, once I've grouped them into groups of 2, because that's what it told me to do, I can then say underneath that I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2. So there are 5 groups. Each of the groups have 2. Altogether there are 10. So 5 2s is the same as 10. Have a little go at those sheets on Purple Mash, and I will see you for the next part of our maths learning tomorrow. Have fun. Bye.